Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of Dining Room Dynasties. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm stuck way up in here in Minneapolis, but that's okay because we still gonna do what we do. I got my good friend Leah Rutherford in the building, and tonight she gonna lace us to the game on how to make money, how to save money, the whole 9 yards. And what you gonna do? You gonna take some notes. You gonna ask some questions, and we gonna just suck up all this knowledge. What's going on, Leah?
Hey, Jerry Monroe, it's good to see you. I see you up there in Minnesota, but it's good to know that you are still connecting over here with the five-star general and that we have a chance through Dining Room Dynasties to just talk about what I love to talk about, and that's that money, 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 money. So listen, today, you guys, first of all, my name is Leah Rutherford, and I am the host of Dining Room Dynasties. It is a show where we have conversations about generating generational wealth with our God-given gifts and talents. It is also an opportunity where we discuss ways to leave a legacy for our lineage. And what I am so passionate about is the opportunity to talk about what I know about finances, which doesn't make me necessarily a guru. I'm just an average chick that's looking for ways to build up my legacy. And as I learn, I want to bring it to our community. And so with that being said, y'all, I came across this topic, and the reason it's so exciting is because I am with a company that now is engaging in this process. And so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about the power of an IPO, and that's an initial public offering. And the reason I'm sharing this, for one, is because I never knew about it until I was in a MBA course. And I recognize that a lot of times what we don't know is just because of our lack of exposure. So this is just a simple exposure conversation today, as well as an opportunity for me to share with you a company that is offering shares that will help you connect with a way to increase your wealth. Now, I live my life on purpose, and that's an acronym that means that I am P, psychologically, U, unemployable, R, on a relentless, P, pursuit, to O, overcome, the S, stigmas of E, entrepreneurship. And the way that we do that is by looking at ways to continue to be successful and to grow our money. All right, so look, I'm going to share with you a screen. Very simple set of information that I threw together that I wanted you guys to just see how this works in our world. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'm hoping that you all will be able to see exactly what it is that we have up here today. So Monroe, if you can just let me know when you can see the screen, that would help me be able to push forward so that I can share this amazing information. Can you give me a shout out because I can't see the screen anymore? Are we able to see the screen?
I'm waiting for you to put it up, sweetheart. I mean, I'm just waiting on you.
All right, I have it up.
Hold on a second.
All right, no problem.
It's not showing up on my end.
All right, let me resend. All right, I'm sharing one more time. Are you able to see it now? There should be a pink and yellow slide.
It's nothing coming up. It's nothing coming up.
All righty. Well, we're going to try this for the third time. And thank you all for being patient, working through our technical difficulties. Technology is my friend, and that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So maybe we'll go through the application window and share. All right. Are you able to see it yet? On my side, it says it's sharing.
I'm not getting anything.
Okay. I will stop sharing on my side. All right. So, this is definitely a screen share moment. So I definitely want to make sure we have access to it. Excuse me. All right. And have you adjusted it?
It's nothing major that I need to do on my side.
No, I mean
I'm
quickly
there.
to just show me. Hey, Janelle, I'm glad you can see both of us. Thanks, Janelle. I'm actually looking at some comments too, Jerry. And yeah, no, I don't have an update on the PPP, but I do have information on the IPO. It's from Mr. Delon Hayes. Thank you for Dion Hayes. Thank you for jumping in with us. And in the meantime, in between time, I was hoping that we could get this show on the road with our IPO information. So let me stop sharing on my side. Jump back in here and we can just have a conversation, because I definitely don't want that to hinder what it is that I wanted to present this evening. As well, I'm going to be sensitive and respectful of the audience's time. So listen here. What I wanted to talk to y'all about is the power of an IPO. And I'm trying for the last time to share this screen, Mr. Monroe. And can you look across the bottom of the where the icons are that let me into the studio, and click on the one that shows you and I and a screen? So there's icons across the bottom.
That's the one. I do it every night.
And you clicked it for me to share.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure why it's not letting me share. All right. Well, then I'll just talk about it. So let me tell you guys a little bit about this, the power of the IPO, and why this topic is so important to me. One of the reasons that it's important to me is, as I mentioned, is it's something that I've never been exposed to prior to taking an MBA class. And so because it was so powerful when I learned about it, I thought it was something that was really interesting when I got connected to a company that is also about to do an IPO, that I would be able to share this with the people like me that just didn't know, to create opportunities for exposure. And so what this topic is talking about is when you are able to have shares in a company and then that company goes public. When that company goes public, it gives you an opportunity to gain major wealth. And what I always have learned is that what we want to do is teach our money how to be an employee for us, right? And so with that being said, this IPO is one of the ways that we can turn our wealth into instant increase for us that are interested in making sure that our generations and our legacies are well taken care of. So that is why this topic this evening, IPOs can make millionaires. And let me tell you a little bit about what's an IPO. It is the process of offering shares of a private corporation to the public so that the public is able to purchase and invest in a private company. Now, what does this mean to us? It means this. Let's just say you are a shareholder in a private company, like you're a family, you're a founder, you're a friend in a company that is just beginning to grow. And you invested in that company as it grew. And then over time, that company built and built and built. And now it has a true place in the market. Okay. This is an opportunity where you can increase your investment. So now this company can begin to raise capital from public investors. And then the day that the company decides that it wants to now be a public company instead of just a private company, it raises money. And then you are able to benefit as a original shareholder from the money that's being raised from now public investors. And on top of that, as a shareholder gains money, they can gain instant wealth. The day a company decides they no longer want to be a privately held company, now they want to sell and or go public and be able to get investors from the outside. Now, with that, there was in history, there was this one company called Alibaba. Alibaba was the largest IPO in history. And on the day that it decided it was no longer private, September 19, 2014 to be exact, they raised $25 billion on the day that they were able to go to a public offering. Okay, perfect. I can see the slides now. Thank you so much, Moreau. Now, the cool thing about that is this. What happened was before the IPO day, okay, they were selling or had a value of their shares of $68 per share. Now, that $68 per share, if you invested, let's say $10,000 in a startup company, then you were able to buy 147 of Alibaba shares. Now, on top of that, the day that they decided to go public, September 19, 2014, because of the investors that came in from the public, they were able to increase the value of those shares. So now, after the IPO, those shares are now worth $200. Now, this screen is for my numbers people that like to say, if I put this much money in, how much can I get back? Okay. So now, in this case, just because there were people that said, I now want to buy and become an investor in Alibaba, it increased the value of that company. Therefore, the shares that was once $68 per share jumped to now currently being $200 per share. Now, with that being said, that means if you invested $10,000 back in 2014 before that company went public, your money in the past 6 years just increased from $10,000 to $29,400. That's a $20,000 increase in your wealth just simply because you hold shares in that company that was once private and it's now public, that once was only owned by family, friends, and founders, and now has public investors. And there is a day when that happens. And when that day happens, in this case, it was September 19, 2014, then you as the shareholder are able to increase your wealth just because the company is now publicly held. That's an amazing way to be able to see your money working for you. Now, of course, I wanted to share this because I am with a company that is now offering equity to the founders, family, and friends. And you have the opportunity to connect with me on how you can also get equity with this company while it is still privately held. Because in 6 years, maybe you could have shares in this company that go from being $68 a share to $200 a share. And by 2025, your 10,000 or 5,000 or 200 that you invest can increase. And now that money is working for you. So my company is offering equity currently. It is still a privately held company. It is offering shares to current co-owners. And right now, the CEO is actually giving away 200,000 shares in the year 2021. Now, this is a phenomenal opportunity simply because you can have access to shares in the company. Now, I only mentioned in Alibaba, the person who that particular example was $68 per share. $10,000 invested, that would have been 147 shares, right? That 147 shares, when those shares increased to being $200 a share, was now $29,400. So now I'm with the company where the CEO is giving away 200,000 shares to co-owners in the company. And becoming a co-owner in the company is a very simple process that I can walk you through if it is something that you find interest in. For me, anytime I can sit back and watch my money grow, then I'm always interested in that opportunity. Now, before I talk about what's going to happen with the next show, I want to tell you that I can be reached, and I should have put this on a slide, but I want to make sure, and I'm going to drop it in the comments, that I can be reached at lean2lead global@gmail.com. That's LEAN, the number 2, LEAD global@gmail.com. Again, that's LEAN, the number 2, LEAD global@gmail.com. I want to be able to offer you opportunities to acquire equity in my company. And the power of having equity is what happens when a company goes from being private to public. What I can say is this: our company is slated to become a public company in the next couple of years. And if you are a shareholder with this company that has acquired shares by being awarded shares, then look, you are in the position to generate generational wealth from your gifts, your talents, and your own investments now that can leave a legacy for your lineage. And that's what these moments are all about, you guys, is looking at ways that we as just average people can find out and be exposed to what the wealthy are doing to increase their wealth and to leave a legacy for their generations. That is my mission when we're here on Dining Room Dynasties. And Monroe, I'm always grateful for this platform. And listen, you guys, on the next show, I want to talk to you guys about businesses that use life insurance as an investment option to get started. So there were companies like Walt Disney, maybe y'all didn't know this, but their life insurance policy, not because they died, but because they used the investment of life insurance in order to build a legacy. McDonald's did the very same thing. And so this platform gives you guys opportunities for exposure for different investment vehicles that can allow you and your family to generate generational wealth and to use your God-given gifts and talents to leave a legacy for your lineage. So why the IPO? Because it can make your money an employee for you. It can work on your behalf. And if that makes sense to you, sense makes dollars. And I want to talk to you more about the money on our next show. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I am your hostess, Leah Rutherford. This has been another episode of Dining Room Dynasties. Make it a great Sunday evening.
All right, mama. We'll see y'all next week, y'all.